Hello, this is Eric Miscoll with EMSNOW at Apex 2020 on the show floor with Chintan from CalcuQuote. Good to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you too, Eric.
How's the show been so far?
It's been really busy, actually. It's been a great year for us. We've had, dozens of customers come by and about half a dozen prospects already, which is that's a win for us already, and it's only halfway through.
So, your flagship product. It's the quoting, the quote CQ. So I think of EMS kind of the way I was always taught: 5 simple things. You get the order, you buy the parts, you assemble it, you ship it, you get payment, right?
Yes.
And you keep doing that, right, over and over.
It's a good cycle, yeah.
Right, and that's what. And you guys are critical within that from the front, but then, but you're not on the back end, obviously. You're in those first few pieces, getting the parts, and that's part of the new product that you've just released, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so going back to that cycle, winning the order, you got to do a good, fast, accurate quote. You got to get back to the customer, be really responsive to them. That's your first impression with them about what you can deliver. And then you get into purchasing, and that's really where I think a lot of EMS companies sink or swim, right? It's getting the parts in on time, making sure you don't, overcommit to the excess materials, things like that, and also being efficient in that process. And that's where ShopCQ came in. It was actually driven directly based on input from customers saying, hey, you did a really good job solving our problem in the quoting space, and seems like you're just a step away from helping us with the purchasing, so get us there. And it's been really nice. So we've had about half a dozen customers going through a beta process for the last 6 months. Really great results where they're seeing savings on materials, they're seeing much more efficiency, buying more parts with fewer people working on it, and really getting the chance to focus on what matters most to them, right? So it's not the penny parts where it's just transactional value. It's, okay, there's really a supply chain challenge here, and I've got 15, 20 years of experience to solve that, so let me go work on that instead of keying things into a purchase order.
Right, exactly. So tell us about the results. 6 people, you ran 6 companies, 6 months roughly, and lessons learned. What happened?
So there's definitely lessons learned, and we're continuously improving the product that way, right? One of the biggest lessons we learned in that is that there's a shift in mindset in how you approach it. So traditional EMS purchasing process centers around a purchase order. It says, okay, I got to create a purchase order, and that is the object of my attention, and I got to transmit the purchase order, I got to confirm the purchase order. Where ShopCQ is kind of turning it on its head is we're saying you got to treat it like a funnel. Same way you treat a sales funnel, where you start off with demand, and then you got to do market research of where is this part available, what's the price, things like that. Then you got to go through a selection process, and then there is the transaction. And so if you think about whether it's 1 part or 1,000 parts flowing through that funnel, when you've automated the process enough, you start to see huge economies of scale, right? Because 1,000 parts from your MRP flowing through that funnel, it takes you near the same amount of time as doing 1 part through that funnel, as long as you've automated enough of it, and that's what we've done. So in terms of, in terms of actual results, we're seeing our customers report back. I mean, as a proof of concept, when we start off, we say, hey, let's run your existing MRP demand that you actually placed POs on from yesterday, and let's compare it to what ShopCQ would have come out with. And it's like we're seeing a 10% savings on material spend, but also it happens in a course of a 1-hour proof of concept meeting instead of spending a full day, 5 people working on it.
Exactly. This is fascinating. And first of all, congratulations, because it's great for your company too, from where you started and being able to expand and find new needs, new ways to solve customers. And it's quite a testament that they come to you and say, hey, Chintan, you did this really well. Now, move up a little on that, right? So, I mean, that's...
Absolutely.
And as far as the adoption of the products by the EMS, characterize are they mostly North American or European, any Asian? How's that playing out?
Yeah, so on the Quote CQ side, it's become a really mature product, so we are focusing that mostly in the European market this year. So traditionally we've been focused in North America, US and Canada. Now we're going more and more, doing more, spending more time focusing on the European market for that. ShopCQ right now, we're offering it primarily in the US. We do have 1 customer that's starting to test the waters in Europe, but there's some unique challenges that come with that, with currency conversion and shipments from international locations and things like that. So we're working with that customer, so they're now our new beta, right? The North American market is ready to start using it in production. the European market is now our beta. In terms of the types of customers using it, mostly I'd say still similar to the Quote CQ side. It's high mix, low volume EMS companies that are really focused on speed and efficiency and being responsive to customers. That's really where we see the industry eventually moving, and that's where our customers want to be.
That's good. Well, I always like getting the catch up with you because you're an exciting young company that's doing good stuff, and I think you can bring in good service clearly by what you're hearing. So you can smile. It's a good thing. Chintan, always a pleasure.
Thank you very much.